What's up, guys? This is not exactly the 200th episode, obviously, because I really didn't want to have serious notes. I wanted 200 to be a little bit different, so we're gonna start doing like programmers. And right now, this is episode 199, revision .02. I'm waiting for Melanie and Chris. Both of them got those IRL things going on. So we're going to wait for them. But in the interim, we're going to speak about nobility a little bit. Obviously, a lot of people have been seeing this Jess girl and claims of sexual harassment. I'm going to be 100% honest about it. I'm on the fence at this point. Some stuff has come to light, and it's kind of hard to make a decision of as far as who's right and who's wrong. What I really want to do is I want some of the people who are actually involved with this to come out and hopefully air out what exactly is going on, because to be quite honest, I don't know what to believe, and I'm not siding with any of the parties until I get more information. And it's hard, after the Andre episode. I had a conference call with Pastor Caps and Melanie, and one of the things that I said is, I don't want to become the Dr. Phil show, not because I don't have sympathy for people, but more for the fact that it takes a toll on myself. And even talking to Chris, it kind of took a toll on Chris and Melanie as well. Calling people out for sucking at video games and calling people out for stealing money or some kind of fraudulent activity is easy, but with the combination of the Hollywood pedophilia stuff going on and the Me Too stuff, and now it's slowly creeping into the YouTube, the FGC, gaming in general. It's hard to separate, and it's a tough position, because a lot of the times people will say, well, what the fuck do you care? It's none of your business. It's personal. Let it be personal. But, somebody that's come from the stigma, I guess, if you will, of being labeled as the bad guy, the homophobic, racist, everything under the sun. I know the feeling of it being easy to label somebody without knowing the situation. So, I don't want to overcompensate for myself as far as where OBS actually does fall in this drama now that's starting to infect the FGC especially, which it's always been here. One of the things, that I try to do when I'm evaluating some of the stories, and let me tell you something, I'll be real with you. Since the Andre episode, I'd say I got about 15 to 20 girls that have hit me up privately, and guys too, by the way. So don't just think it's a girl thing. And guys that have talked about sexual harassment that's gone on in the community by other guys. And they all said the same thing. I want to call them out. I want to call them out. You don't need OBS to call people out. Um, and I'm not going to lie, I've had more allegations of rape come to my attention. Unfortunately for me, I can't, in good conscience, just blatantly call some of this stuff out. For the simple fact that, listen, OBS is a show on Twitch that, yeah, we're taking some serious tones lately. We also joke around. It's supposed to be entertainment. We are not the law. And one of the things I stress is, if you're being violated or sexually harassed, it's not always the best avenue. Obviously I could always use the views, but the views don't mean nothing to me. But, coming to a show like OBS isn't necessarily the best avenue if you're looking to get results or to have somebody that's harassing you in one way, shape, form, or another to stop. In all honesty, the best avenue you can take is to report it to the police. On a side note, a lot of guys out there wishing me well yesterday. I appreciate it. I really do. But to be honest, I was actually okay. I mean, I put myself in a situation. I guess in a way I'm some kind of social justice warrior. I was on my way home from work to come do the show. And I was on the train, and there was this girl there, and she was looking pretty depressed. So, I made the casual conversation of, hey, what's up? And because of that, once she started to tell me what was going on and everything, apparently this girl had gotten locked up. And, for those who aren't familiar with New York City, she was locked up in Rikers for a couple of days, as the story went. Now she's on the train going home, and I know she wasn't bullshitting me with that because she still had the bracelet on her hand that said she was in Rikers. So, she said, oh, I don't know how I'm going to get home. I'm stuck. So, in my head, I was like, all right, here comes the grab for money. But, she just says that I can't get home. So I said, you know what, fuck it. I'll give you a lift home. Thinking, of course, to myself, she kind of lives somewhere near me. So I agreed to take her home. And lo and behold, she was about 2.5 hours away from my house, all the way at the end of Long Island. And at that point, I kind of said to myself, well, I offered it, so let me do it. And then I had driven her to a house. And when she had gotten to a house, she went into the house. And she asked me if I wanted something to drink. I said, all right, quick drink. And when she goes in the house, her house was robbed by, I guess, an ex-boyfriend or something. And she was debating on what to do. So long story short, she wound up calling the cops. Cops got involved. And by the time everything was said and done, it was 1 o'clock in the morning. And I pretty much crashed at her house until 4, where I was to come to work. But I decided, fuck it, I'm not going to work, because by the time I got home, I was exhausted. So really, in the end, that's all that it was. It wasn't nothing more. So, but I do appreciate people wishing me well and all that. But I'm not dying or nothing like that. So with that, again, I appreciate it. Now getting back to the other issue at hand, sexual harassment is obviously a legitimate thing, and it does work both ways, boys and girls. But obviously, in the FGC, which is predominantly a male-dominated world, it's more apt to happen, obviously, to women than it is men. I've seen some messages going back and forth with the said parties. I don't hear Noble speaking much on the issue. Um, One of the things that has kind of got me, I guess, laughing internally is, I had a couple of months ago made a comment about quote unquote pro hose in the FGC, and a couple of girls from the NRS community took offense to it, thinking I was talking about them. Uh, but we had met at NEC and we talked, and we worked things out. Um, so basically, one of the things that amazed me is many players had come out adamantly against me, and the typical mean girl shit. Oh, he's just an old man. He's this. He's that. Anything to bash me personally. Again, to boost their egos. So, the way I usually take people bashing me, usually I just take the attitude of look in the mirror before you judge somebody else. With that said, those very same players who have something to benefit from a said sponsor who's being accused of being a sexual assaulter is to be completely silent. Shogun, in a nutshell, what's going on is there is a streamer that was part of their streaming team uh, who has accused Noble Recon and also apparently a guy by the name of Maze, who I'm not familiar with, of sexual harassment. Is basically what was being said. Apparently, there are some screenshots. The stories are getting mixed from what I'm seeing now. That's kind of why I was hoping that they would definitely try and get on and talk about it. Let me reach out to Chris. Hold on. I hate this phone. My sausage fingers. Hold on a second, guys. Sometimes I like to play with my balls. You know what was funny? One of the comments from the last episode, some dude turned around and he said, I went after listening to the episode, I went to James MK's Twitter to see what he was all about, and the first pic I saw is his asshole. And the funny part is, first of all, people got to understand something. The old pic of a bag of balls with a happy face on it is not my balls, and I can rest assured that's not my asshole either. I wouldn't put a picture of my asshole, and it's a really good shot of an asshole, so I'd have to be like an expert camera guy to put my phone behind my ass to get the perfect asshole shot. I just thought it was funny that somebody actually would think I would put a picture of my own asshole online. All right, hold on a sec. All right, text the people I need to text. What if that is his asshole? Well, single malt, I mean, I don't know, because I'm not a black dude and he was a black dude. But I don't know any black dudes that have white assholes. It'd be kind of cool, though, if, you can have that happen. But, again, getting to the point, the sexual harassment stuff is very multifaceted as far as trying to figure out what and what not. We mixed race people are miracles. It'd be kind of cool, total dark skin but a white asshole. But sexual contact, unwanted sexual contact anyway, is something that is never warranted. The sexual harassment thing, I think, in my opinion, what's going on is, people get comfortable with one another, and, guys joke about certain things and different things. Oh yeah, well, nobody wants to, everybody's afraid now, to react with women because they're deathly afraid of lawsuits and all the other shit that comes. Um, and Malton, I agree. I do believe it's going to set women back. I believe women are going to be less apt to get promotions because people are afraid that if I give a promotion and this one cries, and again, I'm not saying they all do, but if a woman cries wolf in a higher position, she's more apt to be able to sue for a shit fuck ton of more money. So people are going to be less apt to want to give those promotions, even if the woman's better than anybody else at the job. And Orochi, you're right. People are afraid. And, on the flip side, women are afraid too. Women get afraid because they also realize that there are women out there that use these ploys to try and, I guess, blackmail men into not going to lawsuits or getting what they want. And for the victims of actual, sexual crimes and harassment, it's harder for them to be believed. And that's the thing that, I really want avoided in the FGC. But one of the things we're also looking to do is, after talking with Melanie and Chris, I want to expand beyond the FGC. I want to go after YouTubers. I want to go after Counter-Strike. I want to go after every grimy motherfucker out there. And at the same time, I want to expose those women that are using sexual exploitation as a tool to get what they really want. All right, cool. Let me add in Mr. All Caps. And, let's see. Oh shit! I can't do my. Oh, my bad. Sorry, Chris. There you go. I got my guinea pig picture. Yo, what's up, Mr. Planet Fitness?
What's going on?
Not much. I just started a little while ago. Add people to your call for free. Ooh. So yeah, I was kind of just hitting a little bit on the shit that's going on right now with this girl Jessica and Noble Gaming's, I guess I want to call him CEO or one of the guys that started Noble Gaming. And I said, what I basically said is, until I get all the info, I'm not going to jump the gun because, like I said, I don't want to become Dr. Phil.
Right.
And not to mention, if issues are that serious, then people do need to not look to the FGC to solve it. You need to go to the cops. If it's something that's that serious. Yeah, but the guy asked for nudes, Shogun, which is kind of what. Have you seen what some of these dudes in esports? Oh, again, I'm not saying these motherfuckers aren't some grimy ass people. But the fact that, like, from what I'm being told, and again, we're getting secondhand information. But from what we're being told is, girls being told that you got to fuck some of their players if you want to get in. Like, first of all, y'all got some ugly motherfuckers. So, like, just to get in on a team to fuck a dude is not a good deal for that chick.
Right.
But the fact that if that's happening in itself is horrible for esports, for the shit that you guys think you are. And the fact that there's players on the team that have not come out and said nothing publicly about it is telling about where people's true intentions are. For example, I say, women FGC pro hos wind up spending their fucking time in hotel rooms with their feet pointed to the sun, and you come at me saying, oh, he's just a fucking angry old man that yells at clouds, trying to defend women against me. But now that it's in your own backyard and can affect your money and your so-called fake-ass professional career, now all of a sudden everybody's got crickets. And that's the thing that that bothers me. These TOs have to make all male events and all women events. They can't do that though, because the women events wouldn't be worth doing, and that's just a fact.
Right.
You can't do it for the simple fact that what is it, 80 women maybe? I'm giving a number, 80 women. TO don't make no money with 80 women. In order to make events specialized, whatever you want to specialize the event in, you need to have the overhead of people coming in to at least break even. And everybody got to wear a burqa. There you go. But that, at the end of the day, that's not going to stop nothing, because you know what? Most of these things don't happen during the actual events. It's after the event, when everybody's running around hotels being drunk and stupid, is when this shit usually happens.
Mm-hmm.
And on the TO side, it's not the job of the TO to make sure you don't act like a fucking moron. That's your job to do, and that's something that not only you should do if you're a pro esports and all that other BS that you claim to be, then you should be the one that's pushing others to be that way as well. I remember in school, when we played sports, the day before the game we had to wear a suit and tie, to school on a Friday, and you were made to uphold a certain level of class in order to stay on the team. If you didn't wear the suit and tie, they didn't give a shit if you were the starting quarterback. They would fucking be like, guess what? You're not playing Saturday. So you damn well went out of your way to make sure you did. But on the FGC side, it's like debauchery is good as long as I don't get caught. And the minute you get caught doing something, and again, I said this earlier before you came on, and you can be as Pastor Caps, you can give me testament on this. Ever since that episode, we've been getting hit with shit left and right that I said we're not going to go public with, because I can't go public with it, and it's shit. And I'm going to tell everybody this straight up. It's serious shit.
Yeah, I've been hit with a lot of shit, and I wasn't even expecting the amount of it was like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me plug my laptop back.
And one of the things is it's supposed to be enjoying games.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Like I said, it was like a snowball effect. Like the amount of inboxes, the amount of tweets and DMs that I've gotten from not even just female gamers, but majority of female gamers, but from male gamers too.
Yeah.
About the episode and about how we help clean up the community and how they have this on this person and this on that person. I got shit on some of y'all favorite players that is seem so out of touch, but when they bring the shit to me, it's like damn, really? And some of these niggas I was cool with, and the come to find out you just some old creep ass, don't know how to keep your hands to yourself ass nigga.
And it's sad because like you said, it's like guys that I've talked to, guys that I've sat and drank with, guys that I bullshit with, and you find out, and it's like, look, I tell guys all the time, listen, my own brother a rapist, I'm ratting my brother out. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care that you blood. That's it. I
But see,
draw a line there.
this is my thing, James. At this point, I don't mind if you feel comfortable coming to us and telling us what's going on and this and that. I don't care about that. This is my thing. I don't want it to be no attention grabbing thing, no fake ass accusations. Um and don't expect us to do anything further than what we could do for you in our community. Like if you bring something to me and I can help you, I'm only gonna clean up my community. When it comes to your IRL, which is your real life shit, you have to have the courage and balls enough on your own to step out on your own real life situation and approach and attack the situation there. You know what I'm saying? Just like the, the Liv and Andre situation. Okay, yeah, it was brought up. We got Andre kicked out the community. As far as I'm concerned, our job is complete.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I know you through the community. I don't know you in your real life shit. I know you through the community. So in the community that me and you are both a part of, I'm going to make sure that that is clean and safe for you. Because I want to make sure it's clean and safe for me. Now, when it comes to your actual real life shit, you have to have the courage on your own to continue with the pressure of that situation to either go to court or get justice on that side. But in the FGC side, we can damn sure get you some justice. But it has to be some proof. It has to be within reason. It has to be some real shit.
And for me, getting somebody kicked out of the community, if that's what your feeling of justification is, then you got low fucking standards. Because if that's if you're violated in a way that would normally lead to some kind of arrest or something, then just the video game shit is not enough.
Right.
And you need to go and you need to pursue that. Let me add Melanie. She's here. Add the group. And that's a good example of bullshit with Stanley.
Hi.
Hey, hey, ooh, look at that. She's looking like teacher. The glasses on. How was work?
Long. I was at work for 15 hours today. I literally walked in the door just now from work. Yeah. How are you guys?
Well, as good as good could be.
What have you all talked
we
about so
just
far?
we just slowly started hitting on just the basics of, look, we are out to help people, but we can only do so much. That the fact of the matter is, you know getting somebody banned from an event versus real justice.
Sure.
We can give you the banned shit, and get the person banned from the event so you could feel safe, and the main thing is making it a safe environment for everybody.
Right.
But if you want the real justice, at the end of the day, you do have to pursue legal routes, or I'm not going to tell you to pursue illegal routes, but if that's how you want to get your justice outside of the gaming world.
James, people blame us for enough things. we don't need to.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
don't need to incite them to do
Yeah, I mean, I'm
vigilante.
not. Hey, listen, I'm like the scale of justice. I got a blind eye to what your version
I,
of
I
justice
agree.
is.
And
Um,
I'm all saying apparently.
but it's like, you know, we've been getting flooded with stuff,
A lot of stuff.
and we can look, I mean, I guess we're like the law office of Murdoch and Murdoch and Murdoch now, like on some daredevil shit, because we can only go through so much. It's hard to decipher, and we had said it already that, because maybe you got fired from a job and your route of revenge is, to turn around and say, well, this person did this. We can't decipher bits and pieces of information and go by that to quote unquote become judge, jury, and executioner.
Right. Exactly. Which was really interesting because that day after the show last week, it was obviously, like a lot going on, and people kind of wanted us to I mean, since it was our show was the platform for it, and it was my, on blast episode, quote unquote, and it led into, all of the things that we all now know. It was some stuff that I had known about, for a little bit. And the thing that was interesting is that the thing that I think bothered me the most is so many people that were just like immediately ready to call her a liar just because she was a girl or just because like they knew Andre. And I'm like, but what is the example that you all have of him as a person? Like, let's be realistic. You may like him and that's cool, but to just blatantly slam someone that they don't know, and and I had to tell a lot of people, I was like, look, I wouldn't put my name on the line or back somebody for something that serious just to be obscure or just for like Andre has said that I was looking for attention or to stay relevant in the FGC, which I don't know. That's a joke in itself. I don't even understand. Like,
I've never understood, why do people think like relevance? What is like? I've heard
cares?
that people have told me you're irrelevant, but I could kick the shit out of you. Therefore, I'm more relevant than you.
It's like I have like awesome stuff going on in my actual life. Like the FGC is a hobby. And I think that that's what a lot of people forget. Cosplaying is a hobby. Video games are a hobby. Some people do make it their real life because they get jobs in that industry. And that's different than, this other stuff. And it's just really crazy that so many people, it was actually a lot of East Coast people that were like real ready to like call me out. People that were like my friends, quote unquote. I mean, not like close friends, but acquaintances, people that would see me at tournaments. And I was like, you know what? I'm good on all of y'all. Don't talk to me at no event no more. Don't come up and try to hug me. Don't smile at me. Nothing. And it's because it's tacky. It's like when something became serious, then it was like, oh, well, we just want to play games, which is fair, but this person is in y'all community and y'all let him get away with this for a long ass time. I mean, y'all let him get away with scamming people. So I'm like, why is this shocking?
I mean, you might as well let him get away with murder. I mean, you let him do scamming, sexual assaults, hitting girls. It's like, why do you, and you got to look at it and go, as a community. Like what I said earlier, we talked a little bit about Noble. You all did? Okay. Just a little bit. We just hit on it a little bit. I said what I found shocking was the fact that Noble's players who portrayed themselves as social justice warriors, when I had made a comment about women gamers / pro-hos, calling me old man that yells at the clouds, now that the dirt's in your backyard, all of a sudden there's crickets. Nobody wants to say shit. Not one Noble player. Now, me personally, if I played for a brand that was accused of that, I would have to go on Twitter and say, listen, due to unforeseen shit, I need to unassociate myself with this brand.
And that was such an interesting situation because we really don't have any proof one way or the other. Like, that's the situation that I honestly don't even want to touch right now on a serious note, because there has been, it's like, okay, people were talking on Twitter. That's great, but she ain't on the show.
No.
So it's like, I mean, it could be, that is a situation. Okay, we can talk about that actually. This was something that I didn't want to spawn from this Andre thing. the social justice warriors coming in, or just anybody that was looking for attention, or say, oh, this dude, I didn't like him. Let me just say that he's a predator. You know, and that's not okay at all. Period. Anybody that does that, and I don't even want to say male or female, anyone that does that to another person is just as disgusting as someone who's a predator.
Yeah, it's scumbagish.
Just as disgusting, if not worse, because those people should get jail time too. Like that, to lie on somebody about something that's serious, that's like lying on somebody about murder, or about somebody being, you know, a pedo or something, you know, any awful crime you could think of.
Yeah.
Just blanketing that on an innocent person. That's just as bad as, you know, a person that actually does those things. So, you know, it was interesting how everybody came out the woodwork, you know, and people, something that it taught me, definitely a lot of people showed their asses, number one. Number two, you really, really see how people deal with pressure.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, it was not very well. Because hilariously, as much people seem to hate us and like hate the OBS show, we got a lot of support, you know, and it was a lot of people. I got a lot of messages, a lot of like all kinds of stuff. I know Chris did, you did, James. Even, you know, Olivia and Joey, it was a lot of people where they were like, you know, thank you for saying that, because I had this situation of this, or, you know, I've experienced that. And you never know. You know, somebody could be the sweetest person or the quietest person, and you don't know what somebody else has gone through in their life, or the loudest person. Even still, you don't know what somebody else dealing with, period. And judging stuff off of face value is something that people do anyway, but I'm not going to say that I don't do it. Everybody does it. But there's a line where I think that kind of hits a wall, and you kind of have to think about, oh, maybe this isn't about me. You know, maybe I should like care about somebody else for once, but of course not. Because everything is about video games. Let's only play video games and ignore real life. So
I mean, it's again, this is where doing what's right versus doing what's right for yourself. A lot of these players, you know, reality is you're getting sponsored by these teams. You don't want to rock the boat because you're getting sent to events. You're making your little nickels and dimes here and there. You're getting your little fake e-fame, and you're afraid that if you open your mouth, that you are, I don't know, going to get, you know, kicked off the team, obviously. But do you really want to be associated with something like that?
Exactly, because
to say nothing. And then this come out and that compounds it, because now the next team that comes around is going to go, oh, wait a second. This motherfucker was on the team where this guy was, you know, harassing all these girls. Why do I want you? Because you're not going to do what's right versus what's beneficial to yourself.
Exactly.
Ultra Trend shits on OBS. James, I know you can read this MFer. Did Champ get paid by VXG? You, we, us, and answer for her. You ain't qualified to talk about this.
Who is even still talking about that?
Know your role, Crackerjack. Ultra this is a troll.
No, I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, who even still talks about that? Anyway.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, did you all talk about the lineup of and how much of a joke it is?
Wait. Somebody brought that shit back up?
Yeah.
Yeah, PhD.
Who was that?
Some ultra troll
Some
account.
troll.
Oh, we call them niggas dick suckers.
We, us, and answer. Can't even listen, dude. At least spell English better than me. us an answer. No, I owe you an answer. All right, he got paid. Now
That's
what?
called a prison education.
So yeah, we didn't hit on the lineup yet for Evo. I mean, look, it's clearly a cash grab.
Yeah,
You know,
2 Smash games
yeah,
for Sunday, and I wonder if well, not even wonder. I'm sure that he's still going to do the Sunday badge that you pay for separately, which is a crock, and that's just another way to get more people's money. And then the whole, and the thing that's funny, I became competitive playing anime games. Like I played fighting games as a child, but like once I found out that there was a real scene for it, I came in playing anime games because those are the ones that I was good at. And it's just funny, I had never even heard of that Blaze Blue game. Yeah. That Blaze Blue tag or whatever it is. That's confusing that's on there. I understand DBZ. I understand Tekken. I understand Street Fighter 5. And I understand 1 Smash Brothers. But like 2, I even understand Guilty Gear. I mean, Guilty Gear is at least entertaining to watch in top 8. But like, my God, that when I watched that, because I was watching it last night before we were supposed to go on before you had your emergency and stuff. And I was just sitting there like, did he really just shun Marvel for 2 Smash games and like some obscure anime?
Yeah, but you know what? I'll be honest.
No one is even playing.
I can't argue with the Marvel not being in.
No, I mean, and I'm not saying
on a business side, Marvel's not making money.
Yeah, I guess not. And I mean, I was saying it from probably more of a nostalgia standpoint because Marvel and Street Fighter, and Injustice 2 is also in there, which is decent. But I'm saying from a grassroots standpoint, it's like the games that helped build the FGC as a community competitively were Marvel's games and Street Fighter games. So it's just kind of like, I don't know.
But the problem is the FGC wants this, as Evo's name stands, this evolution, and they want to sweep the grassroots under the rug because the grassroots did not make them the money they're making now.
And they're not esports and grassroots is an esport.
Exactly.
Because everybody want to be esports so bad and they don't even know what they're even talking about. It's like, oh my goodness. Oh, the FGC. It really is just so interesting because it comes down to a point of get your priorities together. If your priority is to be a top player, there's nothing wrong with that. But you cannot, only blindly, unless you're that good, you can't just like blindly X out everything else in your life to where you, number one, forget where you came from, to where you get ultra cocky because people are bigging your head up. And the only people that do that are nerds that ain't never had no attention in their lives. Because I've seen players do it, who would be real humble and like grounded and who were just like good. And then like they get popular and then it's a whole other ball game. And then they start doing skeezy stuff and, doing questionable things with their appearance. And just like, it's such a strange thing, the FGC. And esports has made everything good and bad at the same time.
Well, you can't have the numbers in esports the way the FGC is structured. Because the simple fact is these private little invites and all that. Listen, if I was a TO and, Capcom turned around and said, listen, we want to hold this esports event. It's an invitational for the top. How many players are you going to do? Top 100 players? So think about this. 100 players, for me to do an event and be basically told that the top 100 players are showing up, you better put good money in my pocket, because where I'll do an event with 9, 10, 15 games and bring in 1,500 to 2,000 people. Now you're telling me there's 100 people that's my cap.
Right.
How am I going to make money as a TO unless you're greasing my pocket with something extra? Which at the end of the day, you got to look at it and go, all right, as a TO, what was I going to put in to get, at my event grassroots / pre esports versus what am I going to get now that I'm esports? Is Capcom going to put enough money in my pocket to make up for that loss? Or are they going to do that, let's just throw him a bone and throw him like an extra $1,500 and he'll shut up? Because that don't pay. So one of the big things with Marvel, and I know like people are liking the game, the guys that were dedicated to it are liking it. But if you look at the Blaze Blues and the Injustices, they've been around for longer already. They have a consistent following. Would have Marvel brought in numbers? I'm sure it would have. Do I think Evo has a little bit of a chip on their shoulder towards Capcom? I also think they do there too.
I agree.
Now Smash is safe. Smash players are the biggest whiners in
the stinky large groups of loud people.
But
I'm trying to figure out why the fuck is Melee, a 20-year-old game, still being in Evo?
Because of the numbers.
Chris.
The numbers.
Exactly.
It's all about the numbers.
Fuck about the numbers, dog.
Thank you, Chris.
This is 20 years now.
Exactly.
I understand that.
Dog, fuck that, nigga. Let's play all the new shit.
I agree they should, but unfortunately, this is their safe cash grab.
Then guess what? I wouldn't even fucking fuck with Evo. Fuck the niggas.
I mean, I haven't gone to an Evo in years.
I'm just gonna go to Vegas.
That's what I'm saying. If I go to Vegas just to hang out. I'm not going there.
I don't give a fuck about no numbers, nigga. We talking about. If that's the case, then Marvel 2 need to come back so my nigga Yags can win some money.
And I thought about that too, because I'm like, okay, well, what about all the commentators that get hype? What about all the most entertaining commentators? Be the commentators for Marvel.
Since we talking about games that bring numbers, let's bring back some Marvel 2. Let's bring back some Third Strike instead of playing this bum ass.
If y'all want to bring these old games,
let's play some CVS 2.
Right.
Let's play some MK9 or some Ultimate MK3 instead of this weak ass Injustice 2 shit.
And you know what's fun? I don't know if y'all saw my status last night after that. I was like, you might as well just put Clay Fighters in top 8 or Sunday top 8 for Evo. It's like, since it's such a joke.
Oh, I would be.
Just put anything. What was the dinosaur fighting game? I'm
just saying, like all the other games got the boot when the new game came out. So what the fuck?
Yeah, it's a joke.
You don't see Street Fighter 4 in Atlanta with Street Fighter 5?
Exactly.
See, I wonder. One of the things that I wonder is
Street Fighter 4 was the better game.
Apparently, from numbers,
and Choco Blanca streamed Street Fighter 4 like religiously,
as she should.
Apparently, from the numbers of Evo Japan, I was told it was about 5,000 people.
Doing what?
For Evo Japan. That was their numbers. Apparently, from what I heard. That's it. $5,000.
Wait, 5,000 people that showed up?
Yeah.
It looked pretty empty because I saw a little bit of the stream. I didn't really watch that much of it because I had worked that whole weekend.
I'm just saying, if we talking numbers, shit, let's bring back some GoldenEye. Let's bring
For
back.
real. If we talking about old games,
I don't think you can find 4 N64s in the whole state of Vegas.
I would rather watch people play Crash Team Racing.
Let's play some Shaq.
Than to watch them play Smash Brothers.
We could go play some Shaq Fu.
Right? Seriously. I don't
old ass games. Nigga, let's play some Super Turbo then, motherfuckers.
And then my other thing too is, it seems like I really hate Smash, and I don't. However, Smash lasts so long in top 8. It's ridiculous. And then you have 2 Smash games for Sunday? Why? I remember the first year that they had brought Smash to Evo, and I was sitting with my friend, and we were watching it, and it was so long. I had fallen asleep and woken up. It was still on. My friend had gone to the room and taken a nap and came back, and it was still going on. And then we were like, "This is awful." And then, because we didn't want to lose our seats, because we were sitting like in the front row. And because we had staffed that year, and then Injustice came on, and it was Superman mirrors, and we were like, "Oh my God, this is a nightmare. Where is Marvel? Where is
saying we can play some motherfucking Bloody War."
Yep. Oh my God, Bloody Roar, yes. Or Melty Blood. Let's watch that. Since we just watching random old stuff.
If we want to talk about the numbers, then let's play the numbers. Let's bring the shit that Nick is gonna play.
But see, now here's the on the flip side. If they don't, what should your response be?
To be honest,
if they don't ever put Marvel,
because a lot of people getting an uproar about like the Marvel stuff and everything. Like, let's just say me, I play Marvel and I play Injustice 2, and I found out Injustice 2 ain't there. Should I say fuck your asses, I ain't coming at all now, or should I be like, okay, well at least I got Injustice 2? You know, do you make a stand? Do you speak with your money or not?
This is the thing. Niggas have to realize at some point in this community that you get what you put out. So if you put in a bunch of nothing and you just accept a bunch of nothing, then guess what they're gonna give us? A bunch of
nothing. And then also
sit there and say, you know what, Mr. Wizard, fuck that event. We not going to that event until you put in X, Y, and Z. Then guess what? They're gonna say, oh shit, we need to correct this because nobody's gonna attend our event.
Yeah.
How about we put this in there?
Because
something.
I'm really curious of how many people purchased the Sunday passes last year.
You know
That's what I'm really curious of.
Example. Watch this. Prime example. When Chris G made the post about PS3 Marvel, right? Bunch of top players. Oh yeah, if they don't do something about this, we shouldn't even go to the events. I'm wasting money. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Then you see all the little fanboys and fangirls. Well, yeah, PS3 sucks and this and that. 360 better. What happened? 5 years straight after that, every game from AE to Marvel to everything was played on what? 360.
360.
So in order for anything to change, niggas have to speak up and make some kind of change about it.
And you know what's interesting though too, because I feel like when people do speak up, unless they're top players, Mr. Wizard don't care because he getting paid anyway. I've worked for his tournament for quite a few years, and he's still been a jerk to me for some shit I ain't never even done to him. Probably just because I'm on LBS show.
But see, this the thing about that. We only got, if you want to be for real, and you talk about top players in the game, collectively, if you talk about every top player from every game and you put them in a room, collectively, there's really only about 30 to 50 top players.
Yep.
Collectively.
If that. Are you talking about worldwide or just in the United States?
We're just gonna say United States.
Okay. Yeah, 50.
We don't talk about the niggas come overseas. We're gonna talk about the United States. If we collect every top player from every game in community, we only gonna have about 30 to 50 niggas.
Yep.
Here. Yeah. Them 30.
Yeah, I agree with that. 30 to 50.
30.
The rest of it is questionable.
To 50 niggas does not put that much money in Mr. Wizard pocket to the fact that if them other 4,000 people don't show up to Evo, it's gonna hurt that nigga pockets.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Flat out. So they can play this whole, we're gonna listen to top player shit if they want to, but the truth is, like y'all said, it's all about the numbers. So mathematically speaking, if the whole community say fuck that, and all you see is Justin, Chris G, and Knuckle Dude playing
the same motherfuckers.
Nigga, they didn't get no money back on that venue.
Nope.
They didn't get to pocket nothing extra.
Mandalay Bay. And it was funny because even when I was there watching, like, it was very entertaining to watch it, you know, in that massive stadium, but it wasn't as hype, honestly. Not to me. Those seats were uncomfortable. It was like being at a baseball game stadium or a football stadium. You know, the seats were uncomfortable. The stairs were too steep. And remember, my ankle was sprained. So I'm like limping. You know, I had my ankle wrapped, you know, and I'm watching the stairs, you know, and luckily my friend was with me. My friend David was with me. And he had already had seats, and, you know, it was just kind of overkill. And I understand wanting it to be grandiose and wanting to like set a bar, but a lot of those seats were empty. A lot of it was like, you know, he's banking on the fact that people were going to just show up because it's Evo. And yeah, but Evo, really, let's do this. If Evo was in some obscure middle of nowhere town, it wouldn't be as elite. Just to be fair.
See, now, I had said
people go because it's in Vegas.
I had said this. If they were smart, they would make it the rolling circus, because motherfuckers go every time and they know it's in Vegas. No, make it in New York one year, make it in Chicago one year, make it in Florida. Give people the opportunity. You know, it seems like they pick Vegas because of the West Coast bias, and it's close enough for them to get there cheap, but for everybody else, it's going to cost you a couple of extra bucks. Make it so not only are you walking out of the event with, you know, the experience of hanging out and competing with your friends, but look, you're at Disneyland, or you're in Chicago, or you're in New York. You could actually see the fucking places you go to. Because, listen, I walked the shitty-ass streets of Vegas at 101 degrees. You know, it ain't fun after 2 years of it.
Shitty-ass hooker.
Yeah, or you almost getting heat stroke. One of my friends actually had gotten heat stroke one year that we were in Vegas, and I was like, my God.
We can have Evo in Detroit. Gangsta Evo.
Oh, that would be amazing. I hope Michigan Masters turns into that.
No, we could definitely do an Evo in Detroit. It's gonna be real gangster. Could y'all imagine a nigga like me hosting Evo? What? Every stream is rated R, nigga. Fuck esports, nigga. All kind of gangster shit going on, nigga.
Yeah.
But you want to know something? Overall, I think that's beneficial. Because, again, I understand listen, to do esports, you're showing one aspect of the FGC, which is the fake part. The
kind of polished, almost fake side.
I mean, it's not almost, it's fake. I mean, I don't know one person in esports that when I see them on camera or I see them doing shit, y'all fake. You're all acting fake, because you know what? When the esports cameras ain't on you and you're running around with me doing shots off of fucking people's nipples and fucking having a good old time, that's because you're not really esports. You're playing a role.
You heard what Chrome said.
Because we know that we've all seen some FGC Illuminati people do some sus stuff.
Man,
all three of us.
My nigga Chrome did on TV. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Don't give a fuck, nigga.
Oh my God, that man!
They tried to take points. Like, nigga, that's some gaming shit, nigga. That's gangster, nigga.
Right, exactly. That's all it was.
That's arcade talk, nigga. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I'm about to beat your ass.
Right. And the thing that was so funny to me, another thing that had come from like that whole situation from the episode last week, and I wanted to make a point, of when I had talked about that situation. That because people will always ask me, like, especially when I first started traveling to tournaments, and people be like, "Man, why you hang out with those loud dudes? Why you kick it with corn, whatever?" Or they be like, "Oh, they did this, and that's weird. They just be loud." And I'm like, they've never disrespected me. I don't understand what the problem is. Or people would even be like, "Man, how have you gotten so close to them?" I'm like, I just talk to people. Like they're not like these big evil.
Remember, Corn would be on some ninja level stuff. Like, they'll be all on the East Coast at an event, and people be on Reddit. Yo, man, tournament in Arizona. Corn stole the TVs. Like, they ain't even a guy from Corn at the event. You telling me they flew out there just to steal a couple of TVs?
Just to steal some TVs.
I guess
and then the thing that was funny to me too, this was back when I still had my show, and you and Adonis and Bucci were on there, Chris. And one of the things somebody had said to me once was that you all probably lived in the suburbs, and I was like, oh, you've clearly never been to Detroit. Because I didn't see where most of y'all neighborhoods and all of that. It looked like Chicago. You know, it'd be the same type of hoods. And it's just funny when people just assume, because they'll think like, it's like they don't get that we all, then would go to events to have like an escape and, you know, have a little vacation. Or have, you know, because I don't work jobs where I can just have, you know, 2-3 week paid vacation. I don't have that, you know, and most people don't. You know,
I don't.
It's just, it's sad that
niggas lucky you ain't got no millions, because I have my own esports team. Called Big Dick Gaming, and it be all kind of fucked up shit going on. I'm going to tournaments, we cussing niggas out. Fuck a sponsor, nigga. We saying all kind. I'm saying what the fuck I want to say, nigga.
And please get a megaphone again.
You know what the funny part is? The funny part is, as much as this little esports shit want to be clean, gaming is not clean. And when you have a video of a nigga like me saying the shit I be saying, doing the shit I be doing, that video will go viral and have more likes, and I have more fans than your favorite player will ever have.
Yeah.
And the sad part is they need that in order to grow, but yet they're going to turn around and say, well, we don't want that. That's too raw. Someone please shove a dick down this
I was just reading that.
Why is she even talking? Don't ban them, time them out. Somebody time them out. Time them out for like 90 seconds. I don't ban, but, you know, I just don't want to listen to them. If somebody...
that's a sad person.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna have a jersey made for Combo Breaker. Look for me, Uncle Caps, nigga. It's gonna say Big Dick Gaming.
What colors?
Gonna be black.
Black and gold. Black and gold.
You know what? Yeah, I'm bringing back the corn colors. It's gonna be black and gold.
Wait a minute. Okay, Keep Pathetic said Jaja dangling a girl over the balcony. Best esports ever. Who is that he's talking about?
Jaha.
Yeah.
Big Papa Pump.
Oh, did he really do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the Wild West days when he was still living in Cali. When he was still living in Cali.
I can see it now. All the merchandise. I'm gonna be selling dildos at tournaments for the hoes.
You should just be throwing them. Just chuck them at people.
Hit a bitch on the side of her head with one. Like, damn, dick.
Hey, you know what? I think we got something there, man. We're gonna start. Let's start marketing like OBS sex toys. You know, we'll model shit after ourselves. You know, we could have an all caps dildo, real life like.
Wait, like what? Like with his face on the side, like with the crease there.
And we'll put one of those little voice things in there, those little like the repeater thing.
Yeah.
Get fucked. Get fucked. Get fucked.
Oh look, and the first T-shirt that come out, it's gonna be me wearing an OBS shirt with my dick hanging out.
Oh my god.
That's gonna be the first shirt. It's gonna be me standing like Superman, wearing an OBS shirt with no drawers on, and then when you look down, you're gonna see my dick hanging out.
Oh man. And there you go. Pitbull had it. On the back, it'll say, "Get blessed with Pastor all caps."
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna need somebody, whoever in the stream, whoever here right now, that got this motherfucking creative.
Bowman, make it happen.
Yeah,
I need you to make that right now, and then tag me in it, please.
And by the way, we're working on this. If you see in the stream,
I like that. I like.
Oh my gosh! Yay!
Pastor Cap's deal though.
Wait, are all of our
We didn't get them all yet. He's got to update some of them. He had to change some sizes, so we're working on it.
Yay, we all have emojis now,
We're all gonna
guys.
have
They're in the
emojis.
Discord.
So we're all gonna have emojis soon. Fucking
Oh,
Bowman.
he said. Somebody say, get a dildo with a speaker program it with James' voice saying, "Suck my dick and cup the balls."
Oh, did you all talk about what I forgot what else I was gonna say, but I guess I'll just carry on into this. Are there any events coming up that you all are excited about, or that you all are probably going to next?
Combo breaker.
Yeah, well, I'll obviously be there.
I think I might attend Combo Breaker. I'm thinking very long and hard about it. You know, I mean, I don't know. You know, I might have to.
24-hour game room.
I'm afraid. You know, Chicago guys. They might try to jump me or something. You know, this is Keats' neighborhood.
All I want to know is when I wake up in the morning, because I'm about to go to sleep in a minute. I got to work in the morning.
Okay.
All I want to know is when I wake up in the morning, am I gonna get tagged with somebody with the cartoon drawing of me with the OBS shirt or my dick hanging out? That's all I want. That's all I want to know. Is somebody who gonna make it happen?
Bowman, can you make that happen? Bowman's my man. Bowman makes all the art, man.
He Pathetic said, "Is YouPorn still doing sponsorships?"
We should seriously, we should really reach out to them and be like, yo, remember how they said no? Well, we're saying yeah.
That would be hilarious, dude.
I need that shirt. That shirt gonna be, oh my god. Matter of fact, that might even be the goddamn silhouette for the big dick gaming.
That would be amazing.
It would just be a black silhouette with a fucking kickstand in the middle touching the ground.
And you know what? I already got a list of players that I'm adding to the squad.
Oh snap!
Who we got?
The first niggas I'm getting Nikki.
Oh gosh, Nikki Levine.
Yep. And I'm gonna get Diamond Freeland.
Yes.
But look, the Diamond Freeland one, that's like a metaphorical ad right there.
You need Loud Bucci. Proho's at Bucci.
You know Proho's ad Bucci gonna be on.
Proho's at Bucci.
You know what? This shit about to be ridiculous. And I'm gonna go get an actual sponsor from a porn company.
Oh my god. You've heard it here first, guys.
You know what? That's Uncle Cat's plan for 2018. Big dick gaming coming soon. Watch out for the squad. Could you and Dragon Ball just came out?
My god!
In Final Flash, nigga, I'ma scream big dick.
Oh my god! The next, or I didn't say where I'm gonna go. So the next event that I am, well, actually, my room is already booked for it. Is Final Round, because I missed Final Round last year, and Final Round is just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So. And I have a couple of friends that have nothing to do with FGC that live in Atlanta that I wanted to see anyway, but I haven't seen in a while. So it'll just be cool to just go down there. And then after that, obviously, Combo Breaker will be next. I'm so excited for Combo Breaker. The 3 pools. It'll be lit.
Yeah, I gotta
wait. Did the FGC ban porn sponsors or no?
Yeah, kind of.
I don't think they can do. Can they do that?
Yeah, they can. They already said they. You know, and this is the
child friendly.
But see, here's what's fucked up, and this is where the FGC once again, like with the sexual harassment, being hypocrites. They're hypocrites with this. Budweiser, okay, porn not. Now,
that's
there's underage players. I would say 35 to 50% are under the age of 21, and you're pushing beer for Bud Light Esports, and all the other shit. That's okay, but porn's not. Now, let me ask you a question.
Right.
Now, here's a serious question. How many underage kids have gotten drunk and got into cars, killed themselves, got
Or
fucked up.
other people.
Or other people. Bad shit. How many motherfuckers died from jerking off the porn?
None.
You know, actually, a really interesting
So
story
why
about
would
that.
you not rather have them than having...
You know, when you mentioned about like underage drunk driving, I have a really interesting story about that. So it's a real quick story before you go to sleep, Chris. There was another Melanie that I went to high school with, and she was like the first other Melanie that I had ever met. And she was a freshman, and I was like, I think like a sophomore or something like that. And we would always speak to each other in the hallway. Hi, Melanie. You know, like it was our thing. And it was the summer of me turning into a junior, I think. I had come back to school and everybody was like, oh my God, like, I thought you were in that accident, or like, I didn't know what happened to you. I was like, what are y'all talking about? We ended up having a memorial for this girl. Over that summer, she was in a car with her friends, and her car, she was, I guess, taking a road trip. This girl at the time was like 15, 16. So it's not like she was like an adult doing this, obviously in high school. And she was driving in a car with her friends, and this 18-wheel truck came head on, and then another one came in the opposite direction. And yeah, that was the end of her. And people were saying that they thought that was me. And I was like, damn. And that I'll never forget that story, just because she had the same name as me. I was like, wow. So yeah, that's drunk driving. Don't do it. It is extremely dangerous.
But it's okay to jerk off while driving.
So yeah,
It's time. It's time for this BDG.
Hey, I'm so excited though about this. Please do this, Chris.
You heard it. You heard it here first. Big Dick Games.
I'll totally wear a shirt.
You know what? I'll be free if I can get 100 tweets with hashtag BDG. I'll make it happen.
Oh my God. I'm tweeting you
tweets.
right now.
I need 100 tweets.
I'm tweeting you right now.
I need 100 tweets that's with the hashtag BDG, and I'm gonna make it happen.
Oh my God.
Combo Record gonna be the first tournament you see that.
Unfortunately.
Oh God, this is gonna be so.
In my own backyard, the Midwest. Big gaming.
My dick is 5 inches. He says he has a small one now.
Midwest grown.
So if I get 100 tweets, and I'm gonna need that drawing when I get up, it's happening.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
Oh, I'm so excited about this.
What about 5 inches? My dick is 5 inches, he said. But 100
Did
tweets.
you tweet me for real? Oh.
Yes.
Well, let's see.
I'm typing it out right now.
We gonna see what happens. Other than that, y'all heard it here first. BDG. Big the game. Just come in. Big Dad.
Lit.
Yeah, I gotta get that out there too.
Oh man. Yeah, I just tweeted you like right now.
My phone definitely buzzed too. All right, well I'm finna lay it down because I definitely gotta work in the morning. All right, okay. James. All right, Mel, y'all take it easy.
We will talk.
All right,
over
good
the
night,
weekend.
Chris.
We'll talk over the weekend.
BDG.
We gotta figure out where the fuck we at.
Y'all heard it here first.
Alright, and let me retweet that out there.
So how are you, James?
I'm kind of going through the motions of loneliness.
James.
Yeah.
Are you still there?
Yeah. You hear me? You hear me? Am I talking to myself? Am I talking to myself?
No, I can't hear you. Okay, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I was talking to myself. I do that from time to time.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm alive. I'm hanging in there, Just going through the motions of.
Wait, I can barely hear you. It's like almost like your microphone is muffled a little bit.
Let me see something. How's that?
No, it's still pretty muffly.
How about that?
Hold on, let me.
How about
it's
that?
weird because I could hear you fine before.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
I can put it in my headphones.
Yeah.
They're right here.
Yeah, because I should be all right, I think. But yeah, I don't know, man. The FGC's taking this weird direction. Um, and it's funny because I'm not mentioning names, but a player on Noble had reached out to me about us talking about this and said, you know, they do want to go public with something,
Uh,
but
uh,
they want to see how it evolves.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm gonna put in my. Sorry, I just didn't want you to say anything and I couldn't hear you. Okay, I have on my headphones now.
Does it sound
So
better now?
it does, yes.
Yeah,
Okay, you said that they wanted to go
well,
public, but
well,
what?
yeah, they didn't really, they wanted to go public. They popped into the stream, and I give him full respect for it. He says he just learned about it today,
Right.
and he's the first one that's come up to me, at least in private, and said like, yeah, this is kind of fucked up.
Oh,
Yeah,
and it's a dude.
yeah, and he said, well,
Wow.
he's a player for Noble.
Oh,
And
wow.
he said, I got to kind of admit, the fact is that, it's fucked up when you're associated with a team that has that stigma going currently on with them, And it's like, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say the guy's not a slime bag.
I had never heard of them before this, and I'm not even saying that to be snarky. I literally hadn't, because I don't follow. Like, I'll follow certain stuff, but like, I had never heard of this team before. Like, I know the people that I know in the FGC, and that's it. Like, I don't
Yeah.
be like following and chasing every new person. I don't care that much.
I mean, they're more in the FGC. They're more Injustice NRS.
Oh, okay, okay.
And wow. And basically the person, I give him full props. It's hard, and I know he's in a position where his opinion is actually respected in the FGC.
Yeah.
So for him to say that, it's cool that people are going to engage in it, because listen, from what I'm being told, a bunch of women left Noble.
Wow.
Not just
From the incident yesterday, or
Well,
just
over the last couple of months,
uh
that this has been an ongoing thing. That it's just one of them finally came up and said, I mean, it's like, look, if I turn around to you, and I fuck with you, and then all of a sudden you like, I'm gonna quit, and I say, well, listen, if you quit, you ever talk bad about OBS, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. Now you're gonna be like,
right.
well, wait a second, I don't want to get fucked with, so maybe I'll just shut up and sweep it under the rug. So you're gonna get a
Yeah.
lot of girls that do that because they're trying to make some kind of impact in gaming, and they don't want to be labeled as a whistleblower
Or a whore.
or a whore or a whistleblowing whore. Um,
You know, this is my thing with it. This is where if you okay, and I'm not saying this in the context of like blaming anyone for someone else's actions. We don't know the full story with
No.
that whole thing. However, if you are a person that is so connected to your image of this sponsor or whatever, and you don't have any other dreams separate from it, or you don't have any other avenue, that is something that you should have been building up on your own anyway. You shouldn't leave that 100% up to your to any sponsor, even a good sponsor. You're responsible for yourself, and your image that you portray to people is the image that you portray to people. And yes, you're representing a brand, of course,
But it's still your
you're
image.
representing is for your image, and you were representing yourself alone before.
It's like
So
it's like when you look at like baseball players like Johnny Damon, when he was playing for Boston. Boston doesn't have the same criteria, which is a legitimate criteria that the Yankees follow for all their players.
uh,
Johnny Damon, when he was playing for Boston, had hair down to his ass and a full-grown beard.
right,
Yankees rule is short hair and beard cut. Guess what he
exactly.
did when he became a Yankee? He cut the shit off. You
Yeah.
know, and he was known as this Grizzly Adams looking motherfucker, but now you're a Yankee. Now you got this reputation you're to uphold, and he knew that going in.
Mm-hmm.
And I can guarantee you it was one of those things where, it was a debate for the guy. He was probably like, well, shit, I could play for the fucking New York Yankees, but I got to cut my beard and my fucking hair. I've been growing my hair for 20 years. Which should I do? And he made that conscious decision. He wasn't forced to make it. You were forced in the aspect of, this is the way we are. And with these teams, what you need to understand is, if this is the way they are as owners and the way they run their team, from what I'm seeing is girls have been told, and again, this is hearsay. Girls have been told that, like, well, if you want to be part of our team, you got to fuck X player, one of the players.
Yeah. Definitely heard that before, and it not directed at me. No, I wish somebody, that would be hilarious. Oh, no one has ever come at me like that. And if they have, they didn't know any better. But I have heard other girls say that to me. That they will feel like pressured, to do that just because they didn't either want to get outed per se, or they, wanted to just have like this fighting game community image. And it's sad. It's like, who cares about what these game nerds think? Like, I don't understand. Just enjoy yourself. Like, go do you. Exactly. Whatever you do that's your business is your business. Whatever you do in public is your public image. Those are two separate things. And it's not anybody's business what you do alone. And it's like people talk about, the people at large will talk about how much they want, I just wanted the FGC to be about games and there's so much drama, but then they love all the drama and they care about all the drama or start it.
Well, see, Trey Pounds just said it's the fact that they are lesser known people and they're afraid to say anything because they get blackballed because of his position.
Yeah, which is sad. And that is real sad. Power hungry, because that's kind of what I think that Mr. Wizard has become. The whole power hungry thing, and it, which is unfortunate because I've had some amazing evos. I've had some awful evos too. Not necessarily because of the facilities, but that one evo that I missed, I heard that it was garbage. The Evo 2016, I heard that it was trash. Because people said there were no seats. It was not like, they said it was awful. And these are close friends of mine that said that. So I know that they not just like slamming something.
And it's funny.
And they said it was hot. They said it was like hot in the venue. I'm like, what were they thinking?
Yeah, that's hot venue is no good. Not for Vegas. In Chicago, a hot venue could be a good thing.
Right. Yeah, not for the FGC. Don't nobody. And it's funny because people always ask me like why I never cosplayed at tournaments. Like I had only done that birdie costume because I was asked to enter the costume contest. Cool. I don't have no problem with that. And then I cosplayed as an alternate version of Chun-Li at Combo Breaker last year, but I wore it for a real short time because it was hot. The costume itself wasn't hot, but it was just hot outside. And I was like, I'm ready to go. And it was so many people, and I'm like, I'm not going to be brushing up against people. And, I'm in a costume where it's obviously sexy, quote unquote. I don't want to be that close to some of these people at all, because then people have an accident and brush against you accidentally. And then I would get angry and get loud. So that would be a different thing. And that's why I don't cosplay to tournaments. That's why if people will see me like with a t-shirt or jeans or whatever, that's why. Because why am I dressing up to hang out with these people that are sweaty and like in their jerseys all day or all weekend or whatever?
Sweaty, swamp ass smelling motherfuckers.
Yeah. Like I'll dress up to go out or do something that happens to be in conjunction with the event, sure. But no, I like less is more.
See, now, Trey Pound said, if it was, and this is true, now, if this harassment was coming from a player, there would be much more of an uproar.
It sure would. And that's the sad thing.
But because it's a guy that runs the team, all of a sudden, everybody's mum.
Yep. Because they're scared.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to step on anybody's toes.
And this
we're
reminds me,
equal opportunity here.
This reminds me of, when Major League Baseball started, back in the early 1900s, before player unions and all that stuff. What would wind up happening was if you argued with, the team and how much you were making, they didn't kick you off the team. They kicked you out the league.
Right.
So you couldn't even go to another place. And that's similar right now with what's going on. These teams, as they call themselves, have all the power. The players have zero power.
Zero power. Virgil84 said 2016 Evo, he's referring to. Not enough chairs to sit down to watch pools. Shit was bad as fuck being at Evo and in the convention center. Yeah, I heard so much bad stuff about that Evo. I don't even remember where it was held that year. I think it was some obscure hotel.
I thought it was Caesars.
Was it Caesars again?
I thought it was, but I might be wrong.
Wow, how did it end up being that awful?
Paris.
Oh, 2016. Wow, because even that year that I went, when they said it was at Paris, but it was at that other hotel. The what is that connecting hotel? It starts with an M. I can't think of it. No, it wasn't Mirage. It's like
Mandalay.
It's not Mandalay. It's attached to Paris Hotel.
I'm saying
it's the first hotel.
2016 was Mandalay.
Was it really?
Yeah, 14 was at Paris.
Wow. Yeah, no, I was at the 14 one. I was at all of them from 2012 up to 2016, and then I went to the one last year. So 2016 was the only one I missed in that time.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have, and it's funny because I've talked to a friend of mine, and I've told him, listen, I tried to make peace with Mr. Wizard a million times, and at this point, I say I tried to make peace because other people asked me to, not because I wanted to.
Yeah, some people had asked me to make peace with what's his name, LTG at Evo, but I don't. I said what I had to say, and that was it. If he wants to ever discuss it like an adult, then cool. But I don't have time for people's dick measuring contests in the FGC.
And that's like with Wizard, my whole thing was, you're okay picking on other people, but when somebody picks back, all of a sudden it's the I'm gay, I'm hurt, you're some kind of phobic. It's like, wait, you're picking on other people, so you're
all the time.
You can dish it out, but you can't take it, and you could suck my dick.
Yeah, because he was rude as hell to me last year, and I was like, what is this about? And the thing that was weird was that previous years, he had never treated me like that, and I had worked for his tournament previous years. Oh, yeah. I have a bunch of Evo Ref shirts, so it was just, it's like, you can dislike what I do all you want. A lot of people dislike what you do, but nobody disrespects you.
Yep.
And to disrespect me like blatantly, it was just rude. And it's like, but you're supposed to be a business person. You're supposed to be neutral. Yeah. And you aren't that. You clearly have favoritism, and other TOs do that too, and it was weird because Jabali was, he was real kind of, I don't know, he was kind of real passive aggressive towards me at Frosty's, and I thought that was funny, and I was kind of like, okay, but you were just talking to me at Evo last year. He had talked to me for 45 minutes about whether he was like, oh, do you hate me? This, that. I was like, Jabali, what?
Jabali, like, you know what? You know the thing about Alex, and again, I don't hate Alex.
Yeah, I don't either. And I said that. I was like, you've never done anything to me. Me critiquing things that you have said and done is different than how I view you as a person. Yeah. If I got to know you, that's different. Think of it like an adult. That's just a rational thing.
And that's the thing. It's like, guys, I don't have enough time in my life to hate you to the point where, I don't know, you think I'm gonna do some revenge or something, or
yes.
I'm like, dude, listen, I met Jeb Bailey at what the fuck, PAX up in Boston. Very civil. Hello, we took pictures together. Again, he never
we
did
took
nothing.
A picture at Evo last year too. I have it. Me and Tiffany are in it, and Diamond is there.
Johnny Wooface still has me on block because of James. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've gone after. That's right, Beef. Where you were there at that PAX. That was the rib pop out episodes.
I've actually never been to PAX. I would like to go. Eventually.
It's cool.
Yeah, I've heard it's cool.
But again, it was like.
Met him.
I've never met him.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
And that's the thing. It's like, that whole OBS era of stuff. I realize this. The FGC as a whole has the comedic prowess of sandpaper.
Yeah,
they're just you're just not funny people. Like that video that I made where it was, actually correct myself. The video that Homeboy Tyson had made, I pissed my pants laughing because I knew it. It's kind of like, okay, look at David Chappelle. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because I just watched a YouTube video with some dude that was talking. He says, well, black people don't think David Chappelle's funny. And I go,
which is a cry.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, get the fuck out of here. Ski Sonic threatened to beat me up. Fuck out of here.
Ski Sonic? Who is Ski Sonic ever fighting?
He ain't fighting nobody.
Have y'all seen him in real life?
Yeah, Ski Sonic.
No, I'm talking about the chat.
Oh yeah, they've seen his little dwarf ass.
Oh my god, that's hysterical.
But what had happened was like I went to PAX and not Ski Sonic. Keats was there and Alex said, "Oh, I'll introduce you." I was like, "All right, cool." And then I forgot something happened. My guess is Keats was more like, "No, I don't want to meet him," because I caught him with his hand in the till and trying to extort NRS, being that UFGT or UGFT, whatever it was called, was held there, and he basically tried to extort them to get their game at the prime spot. Said, well, you got to give me money if you want your game. If not, we're putting the finals on at 8 in the morning on Sunday or on Saturday.
Yeah, I was there at that UFGT. I remember that. That was when Kendra came to UFGT. I think that was the only one she was able to come to. That was also the first time I had met Rasan in person. Yeah, wow.
But he, and I called him out on it.
That was also the UFGT with the Fnatic situation.
Yes.
And Unknown and JD. Yeah, wow. That UFGT was so explosive.
Anyway, but for me, it's like, you could get butthurt by the video. Okay. You could say everything phobics and racist and everything, but I don't see you going up on stages where comedians are saying they're for homophobic. I mean, it was done in jest.
And the thing that's funny is that then all the people that, for a good example, all of the people that talked about Dave Chappelle and, he's not funny anymore, from this crappy clip that somebody took on their cell phone in between a joke. And, he's not funny anymore, blah, blah, blah. But then he signed with Netflix and oh my God, he made so much money off of those. I think it's like $60 million or something for like ridiculous. Two of them. Yeah. For two of them. And then he released some more. Who's not funny now?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all aren't saying that no more. Because they were hilarious. All of them.
But it's like they don't, and again, this is my moment to tell everybody in the FGC, if you think you're somebody, if you think you're an up-and-comer, you better, if you have real skeletons in your closet, and I do mean real ones.
Yeah.
You need to come to Pastor Caps and confess them before we find out what they are, and you'll be exposed not only for having those skeletons, but the only reason you confess at that point is because you're getting put on blast about them.
Yeah.
Don't
because
put yourself in a position where you could lose what you build. It's easy to say, hey, listen, Melanie, you know, I was at this event, I grabbed this girl's boobie on accident, and I got, and say, all right, you know what? I just diffused that situation. I came out proactively. Now, of course, everybody going to sit there that hears this and says, ah, fuck that dude, he don't know shit. But for the amount of shit we have gotten in the last couple of days since the last episode, it's building up.
Yeah, and people are watching now.
And now
I mean,
people
not
are
even
watching.
necessarily watching the show. I mean, watching the FGC as a whole.
Yeah.
It don't matter if people watch or not. They're still going to hear from it. You know, we didn't do that episode to get written about. Who cares? We're definitely the show that we're not about the SJW
We're
stuff.
anti-establishment.
Exactly. You know, but we had a point, and the point was made, and then that was it. You know, but keeping it real is a thing too. You know, and when esports gets tied in and people's money gets tied in, then people suddenly don't want to be real anymore.
Yeah. And
it's about, oh, I'm going to do this image, I'm going to wear this jersey, and I'm going to be phony for the people, and then put all these terrible games in my top A lineup. It's like, you know, just because I can line my pockets, and when I know that I really don't care about this entire stadium of people that paid $90 for a ticket for just one day.
Fuck out of here. $90, I go to a Met game.
Yep. Or you can go to a baseball game for less than that. You go to a concert for $30.
Yeah.
What am I paying $90 for?
To watch. And that's the difference of the FGC, that the level of stupidity, because they're blinded by the ones that are making a couple of dollars, telling them, well, you need to support us. No, motherfucker. You need me. I don't need you.
Exactly.
You need me to make you look good.
Build
Yeah.
the FGC. The players build the community, not like the people lording over it. Yeah, you develop the event. You do lots of things. There are a lot of people that run events, though, all over the world for multiple millions of dollars, not for video games. And video games is still slim pickings. Do they forget that usually what happens around the same time as Evo is the World Poker Championships, where they're playing for real money?
And now what's funny is, like, when you really break it down and go, okay, so the FGC will turn around and they'll tell you, well, you got to support. These same people, what do we got? Oh, yeah, titty grabber, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I had heard about that before, but I didn't.
He's a habitual boob grabber.
And it's like blatant, though.
Yeah.
Like, he's obviously doing it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's disgusting.
Yeah, Ski Sonic.
But he's gonna beat you up. He's gonna beat you up.
No, he ain't beating nothing up. The motherfucker. last time I seen the motherfucker, I even again, you know, I may come off like, oh, I'll beat the world up. I'm not looking to beat fucking people up. I got more important things to do than wind up in jail. But we were at an event, and
what does this even mean? Blue Mouth, you said, Mel, are you gonna cover cosplay thought or not? Who? What? What does that sentence mean?
Are you gonna cover cosplay thought?
Oh, cosplay. Oh, okay, it was separated.
Yeah.
I can, but not. I mean, I don't want to do it tonight. I was at work 15 hours today. Like, legitimately, I came in the door and got on the OBS show.
Now, one of the things that I was saying before you guys joined is what I want to start doing, and we're all going to have to put our heads together on this one. I want to evolve like Evo. I want to evolve from just the FGC. I want to go after YouTubers. I want to go after Counter-Strike guys. I want to go after every motherfucker. I want every fucking sexual predator that's in gaming or electronics in general to get exposed.
You know, like what I was saying before, how there are a lot more of them in the anime community, especially like pedos,
Yeah.
because lolicon and all that's very real. I had actually had, when I had done my Tails costume, which a lot of people knew me from, it was like the first or second costume that I did that was like big. And in the anime community in the Midwest. And like it would be times I would just be walking through a con, just plain dressed, and people would reference me as Tails. That was how many people knew me. So I remember it was when Street Fighter 4 first came out, and I was wearing that Tails costume, and I was walking around, and it was a lady tail, so it was like a skirt, and the tails themselves were really big. I made that costume in like 12 hours before the con, and so it was like cleavage, and oh, you have Alexa. I love Alexa. Ooh, yeah.
Alexa, you bitch, change the living room light to purple.
Is she not working?
Yeah, she's working.
Okay. So there are a lot of like creepy anime con photographers that aren't press. And I remember this. I was sitting down watching Street Fighter 4 because actually Alex Valle was at that ASAN. It was like super random, but it was like literally when Street Fighter 4 first came out, and so it was like a big deal. So I was in there with my friend Brad, and my boyfriend at that time was like playing or something. And so this guy had walked up. He's like, "Oh, excuse me, do you mind if I take a picture of your Tails costume?" And I was like, "Sure." I was about to stand up, and I was like sitting down, I had my legs crossed. And before I could even stand up, he had like tilted his camera down and took a picture of my costume overhead, like so he could look down my shirt. And that's a mild example of like the creeps that be at anime cons. It happens at tournaments, but I feel like a lot of the perverts will be like, they'll be, trying to be uber masculine and like, treat girls like trash. But like anime cons, those be the real creeps, because it be, the toxic, dudes. There are pedos. There are.
There's a lot of grimy motherfuckers.
It really is. And honestly, a lot of the reason why I started going and traveling to a lot more tournaments and making a lot more friends at tournaments, not only was because I cared about competitive gaming, and really there were a lot more adults that just enjoyed having parties at tournaments. So I had more fun at tournaments anyway, but the anime cons just became too skeezy. And I felt like the more and more anime cons I went to, the younger and younger the crowd got. It's like nerd spring break. Like a friend of mine used to say, it really is. And because it'll be teenagers and they'll be buck wild. And one of my friends had told me that this was not too long ago, probably about a week ago.
Hold on. Low 727. You're right. You correct me. Alexa doesn't deserve to be talked to in that manner. So your mechanical white knighting is appreciated.
So a friend of mine, he was saying that he was like, man, because we were just talking about random con stories. And he was saying like, man, I'm so happy that I just stopped like working cons and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah. And he said that this one dude left the con world, who had probably been working cons for like 10, 20 years, stuff like that. And he said that he had a black book of every con worker that was a pedophile, that was a pervert, that was a sexual deviant. I was like, I'm not surprised. And that's how regularly that shit happens at anime cons, to where it's not surprising.
Yeah.
That's what's sad.
I mean, look, in the FGC, they're here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
just not in as alarming numbers.
Not as a large amount, But if this grows more and more, there's gonna be more and more.
Oh, of course.
Like
because esports is welcoming the fakers.
Yeah.
It's happening already because that Netflix show, the Netflix gaming show, when I heard about some of the people on there, I was like, wow, they really chose some of these people. Okay.
I mean, I mean, and I hate to, and again, I'm not for social justice. I'm for justice.
For sure. In general.
But socially speaking, listen, if you're born black, white, green, blue, girl, guy, straight, trans, whatever, fucking deal with the cards you got. That's not my problem.
Exactly.
The fact that you feel uncomfortable in an area and you feel you should be able to go in that area, I'm sorry. But either toughen up and deal with it or move on and say, fuck it, I just won't deal with that. But to me, the social justice warrior has a tendency to be more of the perv. Like, look, if I want to mac with a chick, I'm going to be like, yo, listen, I got a big dick, I got this, I got that. She tells me no, okay, move on, there's another one.
That's it. Right.
Social justice warriors come in under the guise that I'm here to promote feminism for women. Oh, by the way, suck my dick. Like, whoa, what? Oh, yeah, in other words, you're using that social justice guise as a way to pick up women.
Yeah,
you're not really about that social justice. Like, I don't consciously wake up in the morning and say, what can I do for my fellow man? Because to be honest, I don't give a fuck.
Right. And if you don't, then that's being honest. You're not putting on airs. If you have to pretend to be a social justice warrior to get a girl to talk to you or touch you or whatever, you're a loser.
Pretty much.
Like, if you can't get somebody on your own merit, you're failing at life. Get it together and then figure out something else to do.
The best social justice warrior is the social justice warrior cockblocker. The guy that's friends with another guy who's with a girl that they want. So on the down low, they'll be doing those secret texts. Yeah, man, he was talking to this girl with me yesterday. You shouldn't be hanging out with him. I'll take care of you, baby. It's all about me and you.
Yeah, I've actually had guys do that to other, because it's funny when guys flirt with you as a woman from a woman's perspective. They think that you are oblivious to what is going on. And maybe stupid girls are. I am not. So I've actually seen that happen where one guy will be flirting with me or something, and then the other friend or whomever would beeline and then try to do the socials, especially at cons and stuff like that. Tournaments, it happens. Actually, at tournaments, it happens a whole lot.
Yeah.
Well, they'll just slip in and try to do the whole.
I love watching it. Yeah, I watch it in action at every event I go to.
It's hilarious.
It's like, and they do it in the lobbies.
Yeah, where everyone is, and it's super awkward. It's super awkward, and it's like a joke. Yeah. I've had players try to kiss me before in the May hallway of Evo.
I've had players try to kiss me. I ain't fucking joking.
I know you.
I'm like, yo, dude, it's cool and all. We could all float on different sides of the ocean and still be friends. But kissing me is sexually harassing to me.
Yeah. Oh my God, you totally do. I've been bitten before, where it was totally unwarranted. I had to tell him, okay, you need to go. Please go. It was in a room of people too, and I was like, okay, this is a lot. Please go. Yeah, get on your flight.
It gets out. It gets to be a little taxing sometimes for me. When I go to people will say sometimes I just see you at the event alone. I'm like, yeah, because that's when I'm at most at peace.
Right.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I am a lonely dude. And that's just by nature. That's just by nature. I could be in an event with 12,000 people and still be lonely. And I could be gabbing it up with people and BSing, but just by nature, I come from a family, my upbringing, we didn't say I love you before we went to bed. We didn't kiss each other good night, No,
I can understand that.
And it's same. Sometimes it's reflected bad on my relationships because like I mean, again, I'm gonna stereotype, so here I go. But I didn't use the N word, so I don't have to hear no fucking bad posts. But with
Right.
like when I was married to my wife, Spanish girls usually by nature are very. They need to hear that I love you, baby. You're the best, and I would give you the pat on the head and say, "Good job," and that wasn't enough.
That's not how you do.
Do I?
But no, I understand.
How do I
from
look?
That upbringing, it's very different. No, I get it though.
How do you
'Cause
look?
when
And you would say, "You look good." Oh, what makes you think good is a compliment? What was I supposed to say? Oh my God, I want to jerk off in the bathroom now. I said, you look good.
That's a little overkill.
But it's like J4YX2 loves you.
I know who that is.
But it's like, I'm. That's the way I was raised, and that's the funny part. Like with the whole relating back to the social justice thing. I'm an old dog. You're not going to make me do new tricks.
Exactly.
And it's the way I'm programmed now, and that's it. Now, can I change? Yeah, a little bit here and there. I mean, and like I told you, I deleted the 2 comments on Facebook, which I never do, but it annoyed the shit out of me because they were like, "Oh, James used the N word." And I said, I deleted them because I was like, you know what, fuck you, because it was like, in the context that I used it was
It
totally
literally
different.
was in context of the situation.
So for me, I was like, but on the flip side, after I read the comments, I said, yeah, you know what, you're right. I really don't need to say the word anyway. It just so happened to be, it was one of those moments, well, as all caps would say, and then I repeated it, and it was like, well, what was I supposed to not repeat it? I was basically mimicking what he would say.
Exactly.
But again, it's the people you surround yourself with is who you inevitably become.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's where, surround yourself with good people. That don't mean ostracise the people you don't like.
Right.
People can have
really
different
just ignore
opinions.
Them. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I act like they're not there.
I mean, I'll give you an example. I've got a lot of people that go to the local bar by me, and I can't stomach them. So guess what I do? I don't go to that bar.
Yep.
Now, I'm not like, but I want to go to that bar. No. You go to that bar, you got to deal with those people. There's a repercussion to your actions, and that's the repercussion. You got to hang out with these people you don't like. It's a Coke bar, but it's a dirty.
Or at least be in their vicinity. I mean, I had to do it for years and years from the other episode that we've already discussed. And there's no reason to mention that girl anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I had to do it for years, and people, it's just you learn what's more important. You learn whether it is more important to make a scene, and then people will think that you're the crazy person because they'll act like it's sudden, and it wouldn't be sudden. Or you let things build up and then you go, okay, I'm not taking this anymore. So let's put things into perspective for everyone, because you're not going to let everyone just treat me with... That is the thing, one of the main things that bothers me about the FGC is the rumor mill. People take rumors as 100% fact all of the time. They don't talk to both parties. They don't investigate. It's like they just be like, oh, okay, that's just straight facts. Just when it's the first thing.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what it is, especially about people's private relationships, which is, I don't even understand why that's such a thing. That actually ruined one of my relationships, honestly. And just from people, just the nosiness, and just because they didn't want to see me with that person, and or just in general, they didn't want to see anybody with them. And it's sad, and it's just like, it is, it's a thing that the FGC has in spades, and it is I've had TOs talk to me, gossip to me about people that I hang out with regularly, like people who are my friends outside of the FGC. I may have met them from the FGC, but they my real life friends.
Yeah.
I don't talk to everybody in the FGC outside of the community. I would not hang out with everybody that I know in the FGC outside of a tournament. But there are certain people that I would just come and see them. You know, and it's just it's just a shame that people let small things or like gossip about somebody's business just turn into a whole thing. Unless that person has done something to you, I don't understand why it's so important to like know all of this stuff about other people's lives. And that just shows how bored the internet is. And I mean, really, and not even just the internet, because Reddit be on some OBS type stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Because Reddit be like, nope, unless Reddit be doing some good work. But on top of it, it just like, especially at tournaments, you can walk around with somebody and then they'll assume y'all are doing. It's like you can't just
exist.
You can't just exist.
There has to be something to why person A and person B. No, they're fucking. They're doing drugs together.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Or anything. Anything negative, it is immediately that. But then when you expose things that are true and happen to be negative, then it's like, oh, you guys are the worst people ever. What?
Yeah,
it's always black and white. So it's the FGC be such hypocrites. It's hilarious.
But the same thing is the fact that they are hypocrites when they get called out on it.
Bingo.
They all of a sudden, oh, well, why did you have to go to that level?
Because
Really?
you did it first. But then when you're at events, then they want to smile at you if they feel like it. That I guess Bailey wasn't feeling like talking to me at Frosties. So he acted like he was Hollywood. But, or I don't know. It's just it's like being FGC famous is important to y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we do this show as a courtesy. We enjoy doing the show. I love doing the show with you, James. I love doing the show with Chris. I'm happy that we also now have Chris on here. It's fun, and we do it to give people the realest deal of information that we can, that we are given, that we're told. And it's funny because people think so heavily that we just go and search for all this drama. You and me and Chris constantly get blown up with people just telling us stuff. We don't go and search. When do we have to? Like today, I worked 15 hours today straight in 2 different jobs. When would I have had time to look up FGC drama?
I was sitting with Bowman on a call today, and we were talking, and, he's asking about yesterday and everything. And as we're talking, I'm like, dude, you just don't understand. Like, ever since the last episode, my fucking phone just doesn't stop. And I'm getting hit with,
Same.
The mailman touched me, the milkman touched me. I was walking down the street and I thought somebody raped me in their mind. And I'm going, as I'm talking to Bowman on Skype, my fucking phone, and he hears it, bing, 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 nonstop. And he's like, oh, you should just turn it off. I said, no, because I'm going to get one message that I actually want.
Yeah.
And it's hard because, again, I want to help anybody I can. I'm, as much as a monster as I've been portrayed, just like even yesterday's story, I explained it before you came on about helping this girl. I got egg on my face on it because I put myself in a situation. But,
I don't really think that that's necessarily in the same vein because, to be honest, she never gave us any proof. Like, even when I spoke to her one-on-one, it was like, she was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to, pull up the screenshots. And it was kind of like, okay, well, no pressure. Cool. And then never heard from her no more. So, she was the one that brought the whole situation up. And we were tagged in it. So it wasn't like we're scrolling through Twitter looking for, I didn't know who this girl was before that.
No, I had gotten hit up by a couple of players. And this is what, and I'll be honest, this is what has me thinking that it's real. And this is based on my analysis. Now, the one person that I know that hit me up and mentioned it to me first, he non-social justice warrior. He's a justice warrior, not a social justice warrior.
Right.
And he had mentioned it to me, and I was like, all right, cool, And in my head, I was like, he's always looking out for people. And then another person had hit me up who never hits me up. And he's not into drama. He's just a gamer. He's a well-known gamer. And he was like, yo, dude, like, did you see this? And I'm like, what? And he says, this shit's crazy. And he showed me the tweets from this girl. And he says, yeah, this is getting
that's that other one? Yeah, I saw that too.
And I was like, when he hit me up, I was like, okay, shit. Then you had Zach, who was in the room earlier, who wanted to come on tonight. He had hit me up, and he is I don't want to call him a social justice warrior, but he's close to it. And we have a tendency not to agree on a lot of things, but on this particular thing, I happen to agree with him. There is definitely more to it.
Yeah.
And had it just been the one girl, I would say, okay, but now other girls are coming out with stuff. And now I'm starting to go, okay, one is a disgruntled girl who got fired.
Right.
Two might be the disgruntled girl who got fired and her disgruntled friend covering.
Right, they in cahoots.
3 or 4, now I got to start going, well, wait a second.
Yeah.
Now there's more to this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, until I determine exactly, I'm not going to blatantly say like this guy's got to be banned but
because we don't really
I don't have all the info.
We don't know.
So with that, as you see on the bottom of the stream, if you're looking at the page, you have the case is growing rapidly, which is the Chicago Alliance Against Sexual Exploitation.
Yes.
Guys, there's a link down there below. I had spoke to Melanie, and if you remember a couple of weeks ago when we first started the show, she had mentioned to me, and we agreed that she would get any of the money that comes in through subscription. And Melanie, being Melanie, had to fuck my thing up, but in a good way, and says, well, I don't want the money. I want the money to go to Case. Guys, every subscription you do, that money is going to get donated to Case, which helps the women that are exploited in the Chicago area.
Yeah. And there's one for New York also that we're going to put on here as well.
Yes.
But yeah, it is a organization that helps house, and it really helps girls that are exploited or sexually trafficked or any of that. Prior to being known in the FGC or whatever, I have wanted to, actually James and I have talked about this. That was like some of the conversations we used to have. I've always been really passionate about helping girls that get put into that life. And that's why I always have to make it explicitly clear when people, like when I say the word quote unquote hoe, if I'm referring to anything in general, people are people. Everybody does what they do. But people that are put into that life against their will, underage, or anything like that, it's disgusting. And that needs to be stopped completely. And it is a very big problem that doesn't happen just overseas. It happens here all the time.
Oh, yeah.
All over America. And, it's sad. And these girls and younger boys and trans youth, they go through some awful shit, and they be homeless and all kind of stuff. And whatever you all do for the subscribe button for, I think we said like the next 2 months, like 1 month will go to Case, and then the next month will go to Gym Girls, which is the organization which is in New York for the same thing. It's like a house, safe house, essentially. But so subscribe, and like legitimately all of that money will go to them. So Yes.
And the next link is Karen. I can't pronounce the name that she actually uses, so you're going to have to do that for me.
Imenez.
Is that what it is? Imenez?
Yes. I'm sorry, Inmores.
I can't, like,
Inmores.
Can't they just say Joe? Simple. I can't. Too many consonants mixed with vowels. It confuses me. But she does artwork. She does artwork for pages, banners, Twitter, you name it. Hit her up. And, if you got any requests to spice up your Twitch pages or your banners on Twitter, if that's what you're into, mine's just kind of whatever Bowman gives me. But I definitely browse through her art stuff. She does a great job. We're going to start linking more stuff in the future. Obviously, like Melanie was saying, we're going to be putting the exploitation site for the New York area, which should be up during the week. Guys, again, this is where the FGC grassroots separates themselves from the esports. It doesn't take $1 million. Instead of paying us, $2.99 for a stream, if you give a couple of bucks to one of these groups, it does help. You don't know the situation for a lot of people, and that's where the FGC. Or
how the people grow up.
Yeah, people are too quick to judge in the FGC based on external personas and what they think they know or word of mouth of somebody. Try to be,
but aren't actually doing anything to help anyone. They just want to be video game famous, which is hilarious. It's hilarious that that's even a thing.
And
but
Adam Sessler just said that's another thing. I refuse to have sex with a girl while she's drunk. Absolutely.
Yeah, good for you. That's the best choice.
And look, I mean, it's one of those things. Listen, if you're that desperate of a way, dude, you in the internet age here. Go fucking to a website and jerk off the porn.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it sounds fucking raw, I guess, but it's better than fucking rape.
Yeah, seriously. Or anything like that.
I mean, you could be, if it's a power grab that you're trying to do, go fucking break a computer or something, and it shows how powerful you are. But don't break a girl, because girls are like porcelain, and I know they like to be tough. But, when you break porcelain, you can glue it back together, but it's never, ever, ever, ever going to be the same again.
Nope.
Hey, Dr. Octagon, if you're both drunk, again, go jerk off.
Yep. Basically.
I mean, unless she's jumping your bones, I refuse to have sex with a goat unless the farmer is in sight. Yeah, that's a very good. My dick is 5 inches. That's a good way to do it, because you don't want that goat to complain about you. Unless it's on the end of a cliff, then it has no choice but to back up. But again, guys, just remember something. Video games are fun until you make the video game scene a part of your life. You tend to get lost. You get lost in the whole e-fame and, who's who and, guys, I hear guys saying, oh, this is my career.
Yeah. What's so funny about that? Because, clearly I'm lying about working in the entertainment industry. But, like, I've met and worked with, like, real celebrities. They don't act like FGC people, which is the most funny thing to me.
Yeah.
Real, like, actual celebrities be more normal than, like, people that want to be famous. And I understand, like, the hunger and, like, the, all of the wanting to be known, and I'm sure it's intoxicating to an extent. But being power hungry for, like, selfish, cocky reasons is the difference of people that earnestly, get that achievement versus people that turn sour and kind of like forget where they came from or or didn't work hard for it at all. It was just
Yeah.
given to them. You know, that's the difference. But what do we know? I'm tired,
Dynamic
James.
beadworks. Curtis is in the chat here. Uh-oh.
Hi, Curtis.
James
Oh my
got me
God,
drunk and took advantage of me, but you consented.
This where did he get? I want my little emojis. How are people using these emojis?
We got to create them. We're working on you. The problem is we were working on the pyramid head version.
Yes. Oh my
So,
God, pyramid boxing.
He's definitely been working on them. The pastor one just got finished, so I didn't put it up because it was after. But we'll have them all up.
Pastor caps.
We'll have them all. You can't abuse.
Oh my
the little Curtis.
God. There is a Bob the Painter one. I just put it in the chat. It makes me so happy. Bob Ross. Anyway, but I'm pretty tired.
Yeah, I could feel you on that 15-hour working. I didn't go to
Yeah.
work. I didn't go to work today.
You said what?
I didn't go to work today. That was bad.
Like, well, I'm off tomorrow, so I'm about to like not talk to anyone and just like enjoy my day off.
I want to have a day off, but I did today. That's why I feel so alive right now. So anyway, let me let you go. Again, guys, subscribe. Make it so. Follow the links. Hit up Karen's artwork. I'm just going to call her Karen. It's easier.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter. Hit us on the Discord. I got to put the link for the Discord up on this too.
Yeah, definitely. The Discord is a lot of fun, and the Discord does have our emojis in there.
Yes.
So, yeah, definitely the Discord. I was actually going to take a screenshot of it earlier and post it on, like, the Facebook group or on Twitter, just so people can see it. The Discord is actually pretty amazing. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. And James and I directly talk in it. So it's not like it's bots or anything. Like, it's really us. So...
Yeah, and you don't have to pay.
Right.
Like these other motherfuckers trying to make you pay for Discord. So come in and talk shit.
Are there really people that make subscription-based Discords?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the thirst, man. People are that broke.
Get a fucking job.
There's people, listen, there's people, listen, those people that learn to manipulate the online universe to make a couple of bucks, but they don't offer much as far as content goes.
Yeah, or personality, really just anything. Like,
you know, like if I'm giving you whatever, if I'm giving you $4.99 a month, you know, the least you could do is say fucking hello to me.
Right. Yeah, you know.
Give me a shout out in your stream. Can we see the N-word on Discord? My God, you could say whatever you want. We don't ban. And being that you are Latino, I think you got a pass on that word. I don't. Mine's been revoked.
Oh God. We won't even get into the semantics of that tonight.
Yeah, I remember Flo having a sub Discord. Yeah, see.
Oh well, Flo clearly needs that money because he's so
he's so poverty.
His super rich family, with his super rich family, he really needs those subscriptions.
Do you know what their family does? I'm something from Chicago. I know that.
Yeah, he's from the suburbs here, and he got his parents to move him to California because he wanted to be esports.
Is that why they moved him?
Yeah, so he could be an Evil Geniuses. Yes. And then he pretended like he didn't remember me when he would come to the end of summer tournament.
Flo was
and I was like,
boy.
Because when I was dating J Money, he would hang out with us and like come and play to small round robin tournaments. And we would have like full conversations. And then he pretended like he did not remember me. And I was like, when I had mentioned it when I was first on the OBS show for my Women of the FGC group back then, and because I remember him being in the chat and he was like talking all this stuff, and I was like, really, Flo? You just gonna pretend like you don't remember me at all? Okay, right. So but that's a good example of like, you know, people getting Hollywood, and then acting like they forgot. It's such a joke.
Yeah,
It's such a
I
joke.
gotta say, like some of the up and coming players that have made impacts, like a lot of them were kind of turned into dicks. Like I'm not calling out names tonight, but I'm just gonna say,
but
some of you underlings, first of all, you motherfucking 18-year-old kids, I could crush you like a grape.
Yep.
Learn how to talk to your adolescents, your adults.
Yeah.
Learn how to respect your elders.
To your parents like that? Like, what is, I don't understand. Or like even your older siblings. It's like, how do you just not have respect for people because this is the FGC, or do you just not have respect for people in general? Like, do you go to a restaurant and just like,
you know what was funny?
Verbally abuse a waitress? I don't understand.
I cannot tell a lie. I have a confession. Even though Pastor Caps ain't here to handle my confession. So yesterday, after I picked that girl up and took her home and tried to help her out, she tried to get a little frisky with me. She was 24. I was like, nah, not really. So
you were a cougar, James.
I was being violated. Like, yo, let me tell you something. I told Caps, I said, listen, I didn't know this, but this girl just got blatantly naked in front of me and started walking around the house, and I'm like,
wow.
Like, I guess you're trying to tell me something, I think, but I'm not really vibing with it.
So, you can't assume.
I didn't want to assume. I was just saying maybe her culture, everybody has to be naked. Japanese, you got to take your shoes off. Maybe in her culture, you got to take all your clothes off. Right. So I was sitting there, and I was like, all right. So we start talking, and I had to ask. I said, so how old's your pop? My dad's 40.
Oh, wow.
I went, so you're trying to fuck with somebody older than your father?
Wow. That's actually really creepy.
I just said to myself, like, you creep me out.
Yeah, no, that's super creepy. Ugh.
And not like he's 40 and I'm 41. I'm like 10 years older than her father almost.
Yeah, no, that's creepy. Wow.
And I was like, at least I got it. I could still connect with the youngums, but still, I'm like, you could have lied to me and said your pop was like 51 or something, make me feel like him.
Like, good Lord.
How is that creepy? Right. Maybe she just like older guys. You know what, Maria? You're right. Maybe she likes older guys, but
yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. She got daddy issues, or she got some other issues. She got some skeletons.
Exactly. 23 years her senior is a little much.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
I mean, she was born like around the time the fucking building came down during 9/11.
Yeah, wow.
And I'm like,
I was sophomore in high school when that happened. Wow.
I was 31.
Holy crap.
That's my new gauge. That's my new gauge. I was 31 when that happened.
Wow. Okay, well, that was enough nostalgia for tonight about how old we are.
I would have hit that and asked questions later. I know, my God, you would have, but unfortunately, I have a conscience. I'll be honest, the main reason I didn't hit that, beyond the obvious, is the fact that I was like, part of me was like, fuck, man, this girl made me fucking miss the show. Maybe I should just hit that. And then I was like, no, God will punish me. I don't need bad karma. I'm good. So after that, I came home, and I did stay there, though.
I mean, hey, man.
I was fucking tired and drinking, and I drove 2 hours to drop it. Like, the worst thing in the world. The worst thing in the world is like driving, like offering the ride, only to realize that she's and he no good. She's exit 68. She was out in Ridge. So I drove her all the way out to this town because he knows he's out in that neck of the woods. And I was like, yo, it's like an hour and a half drive to get there. And then I was like, yo, I'm going to crash. And then I crashed.
Yeah, that's a while. An hour and a half is probably like, I'm trying to think, I guess Peoria, Illinois. That's about how far that is. Peoria is probably like, I don't know, Peoria is, I think, almost like two hours away or something like that from Chicago. Southern Illinois be far. Like
Yeah.
it's real far.
But yeah, so that's for another day. Let me let you
Yeah.
go. I got to get some sleep because my ass got to get up early. I got a nice, lovely day at 4 o'clock in the morning. Woohoo!
Oh gosh.
Yeah, at least
All
you have a
right,
day
Jay.
off.
Guess that's no, I was saying that for you. No, I don't miss that. But yes, all right. I will talk to you later. I'm happy that we did this. I hope that all of you OBS people appreciate that we decided to knock this out tonight so you all can have a 200th episode on Tuesday and it'll be really really fun.
Yes.
So
Unless,
yes.
unless I got to go to 199 revision .05, and that's if this shit still continues. Hopefully it doesn't.
Well, yeah,
I want to have a
we'll
good
discuss
episode.
it.
We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. Good night, everyone.
Alrighty.
Thank you all for watching. Good night, Jane.
Good night. All right, guys. So, needless to say, my ass is tired. Hey, Alexa, change the living room lights to green. Okay. I love that power. The power to change the lights in my house are awesome. So, anyway, guys, you know, we're going to work on something for the 200th episode. Going to try to bring back Jamaican Satan. I don't know if I could do that. I kind of lost my dreads. But we'll work on something. And again, like I said, guys, you know, in the FGC, make a stand. You know, you don't have to be a social justice warrior to know the difference between right and wrong. If you see something fucked up, call it out and let people know that you're not going to deal with it. But don't turn around and use stuff in the name of justice to get revenge on people that have done you wrong in other ways. But with that, guys, my ass has got to get to sleep. Subscribe to the channel. Help Melanie get to her goal of covering for these two groups that we're going to have up here. And I have a small dick is small. Later, pricks. All right, my cock is 5 inches. Well, mine's 2 inches. Anyway, guys, peace.